Yeah, she burning bright like a furnace, bright like a furnace.
Alright everybody, what is it crack? Dylan from Mabfield here, and this week we're on the road, so I've come down to Dublin. Been welcomed into district offices, so I've got two special guests here to speak this week, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
How's it going? I'm Eric Davidson. I'm the editor of District Magazine.
And my name's Adam Nolan. I'm one of the music programmers for Knockanstockan Music and Arts Festival.
Yeah, so basically the thought behind this episode was it's a big festival, big summer this summer for festivals. A lot of big Irish names, a lot of big international names, and I just wanted to get some heads together that would be able to drop some knowledge and that sort of thing, because I feel as though hip hop in general is taking a step up in Ireland, and it's being reflected on some of the lineups.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's like an explosion in hip hop in the last couple of years, and the great thing is there's a really big appetite for it as well. It's not just like an underground scene anymore. It's approaching the mainstream now, and to be honest, like there's more excellent hip hop in Ireland right now than you could possibly program on the lineup.
I mean, that's the thing for me, is like that I find it almost impossible to keep up with everything that's coming out now. Like, there's new artists every week that I'm finding that are actually good. Like, it's not just you know, your mate that's spinning some bars at the corner. It's actually people that are, you know, throwing up some good tunes.
Yeah, well, that's why I noticed that recently when we started doing the Irish hip hop and trap mixtape. I think I put up a tweet about it being like 5 years ago or whatever, 6 years ago when we started, you wouldn't have been able to put a playlist together that was updated monthly.
Yeah.
With new hip hop, whereas now it's very easy to update that every week, and I look forward to updating it every week with like very bare minimum 5 new tunes every week, which is like fucking bonkers.
That's
like,
mad.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Like, obviously there's a couple of ones that are like maybe slip through the net from the month before, but like on average it's like 5, sometimes 10 new Irish tracks, which is like was unprecedented like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think like with the playlists, like I've talked about like Airwaves before, where they're like constantly updating. It's not like just hip hop, but the fact that you're, like you said, you're able to do it every week is crazy. The quantity, but also the quality. Like the fact that we can also put these people on lineups as well. Like with Knockanstockan, I had a look through, and it's not just, you know, one genre of hip hop. You've got the likes of like Luca Palm. You've got the Prescription Boys. You've got, you know, the likes of Hazy and stuff like that. You know, real diverse.
Yeah,
groups
like that
of
Prescription
guys.
Crew, like 6 months ago, I'd never heard of a single person on that. I went to that Somewhere in Ireland launch.
Yeah, I was there as well.
And I was just so excited because it was such a well-developed, ambitious, like kind of centralized scene coming out of Limerick, and they all had each other's backs, and everyone was like bigging up the next artist, and everyone in the crowd knew all the words, and like there's nothing more exciting than seeing like a fully formed scene that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
It means there's stuff going on under your radar all the time.
Yeah, we went down to Limerick. We got asked to go down to do a district party in Limerick at one of the Prescription parties. Like I think it was last year, and like there was it was Joan and Decay, or Strange Boys, he's gone by now, on the bill, and I think Hazy came out and did a song, and like we were playing some tunes. We brought down like Leo Miyagi from the North. Quite well. We had like Mabfield Graham, and who else did we have on the lineup? I can't remember who else we had on the lineup, but like Finch played as well. But like I just was, as you said, I was just so impressed. I was just like everyone was like, you know, really into like all the district recording stuff at the time, our label that we were doing, but like when the Limerick lads came on stage, it was next level. Like,
yeah, the energy that all them guys bring is insane.
Ridiculous,
insane.
Like, and as I said, they knew every single word to like every single one of John's songs. Like Hazy was coming out like something out of Flatbush Zombies, just like, like, you know, like
fuck. He really reminds me of like Michi Darko in a way, like the Irish Michi Darko.
Right in your face.
Like it was mad, but yeah, and then like is it like Mankey's unbelievable DJ as well?
Oh,
like,
he's
you know,
class.
It's a great crew, like really good crew.
Well, it's the same with like Naive Ted down there. He seems to have like an incredible crew of artists he works with, and Post Punk Podge as well.
Like there's a very distinct sound coming out of Limerick. I almost feel like a bit more grimy.
Seriously raw. Yeah,
that new album came out, or not? It was
today. I think it's today.
It was today. Yeah. I put a post about it this morning on the site and like
read that actually.
Yeah, so good. Like, really, really good. Like, so when I heard the first 2 songs, it was like DiCaprio and I can't remember the name of the other track. And then he released a Somewhere in Ireland track, and then, but like the first song on the new project, I honestly can't remember the name because it only came out today, but it's amazing. It's like really different. It's unlike anything I've ever heard before. But like, yeah, but seeing them getting booked for like even like traditionally like indie lineups, like Knockanstockan's a traditionally it wouldn't be a hip hop is what I mean, like but to see that is like, and you probably would have had hip hop on it loads of times before, but the fact that there's just a sheer amount of hip hop on it this year is a testament.
There's even more that we would love to book, and we couldn't. Like it was hard even, but like getting it down to like I think we've 26 acts, hip hop acts that's
insane.
Anyway.
26, because I looked at a poster from 2014 and there was basically next to no hip hop acts.
Yeah, like I think it's maybe crazy. 20. We would have had This Side Up a couple of years. You ever hear those guys from Sligo?
Oh, they're unbelievable.
This Side Up, they're really good. We had them like I think in 2011 and 12.
They've stopped making music.
And then I went down to Other Voices and saw Russ and Jano family performing. I think in 2014, and it just blew me away. Like, this Other Voices used to be a lot smaller than it is, and this was like out in a like marquee out the back of a pub, like a 21st party gazebo type thing. And they absolutely slayed the place, like, and so we got them the next year in 2015. We got Kojak last year. We've had like Jafaris in 2016, like but it was always outliers. It was always like we got to profile these guys because they're kind of flying the flag for a genre that at the time I thought, or I didn't know enough about, was kind of very under the radar. And like we're saying, the explosion of talent in even the last year and a half is like, it seems to be exponential. It's like it's not slowing down,
and it's the kind of thing as well where on the surface, to me, when I first started getting into Irish hip hop, it felt very Dublin centric, but like the conversation we've had already is just proving that like the Limerick lads and stuff, it proves it's not. You've got up in Belfast, you've got like Leo Miyagi, you've got people scattered all over the place that are doing
Kneecap as well.
Kneecap, yeah.
I don't speak a word Irish. I went to see them in the Workman's Club recently,
it's wild,
and enjoyed every song. Like, it's not, well, like you can listen to Spanish hip hop or French hip hop and you're still respecting the flow, like. But it's so great to see a couple of artists like taking Irish and putting such a modern spin on it. I really like those guys.
I mean, when you were curating the lineups and stuff, I mean, you got asked by filmers to do it, or how did that happen?
So we've been media partners with Forbidden Fruit for like the last 3 years, so they're one of like 3 media partners. I suppose we're like in the same way that say like Crack at All Points East is, they have like a media partnership. They have a stage. I don't know if it's at All Points East actually. They say like Crack Magazine have a festival like Fader for it, South by Southwest. Our ambition was always to have a stage at a festival. We nearly had one at Bear in the Woods, and then it got cancelled.
I remember that lineup was fucking crazy as well.
Ridiculous. Like, that was one of the like we.
That was last year, was it?
No, it was like 3 years ago, and we.
It was like pure Irish hip hop almost, wasn't it?
It was 100%.
Yeah,
that was a whole idea. Like it was. We posted there recently online, and like people got mad. They're like, this lineup needs to happen now. But at the time, it was like pretty just before the wave was about to crash. Like crash in a good way, like, And there's mad people on that lineup, like it was insane. So we wanted to do this for so long, but that festival got cancelled, unfortunately. But yeah, so we were media partners with the festival with Forbidden Fruit for the last like 3 years ish. We've been going since like 2011 or whenever it started, and we've been doing like after parties. Say like we did a party with like Peggy Goo last year in Wigwam. We've done like ones with like Jafaris, and we've done a few. There's a really, really good one I'm blanking on, but anyway, we did loads of like after parties, and they were always amazing. But the intention was like always to do a stage at a festival, and it just was the perfect fit. Like we have a really good relationship with Forbidden Fruit, so their sort of ethos isn't like 100% hip hop. We're happy with that, because like on the site, like we're covering obviously more than just hip hop. Obviously we're known for covering hip hop, but it's not the sole thing we cover. But like, so that's how that sort of
and
collaboration came about.
When you were looking at the artists that you want to pick, I've seen groups like Starfruit who have hip hop influence but aren't necessarily hip hop. Like, was that something you're trying to get like more of an eclectic mix, a more modern twist on that sort of stage?
Well, like we're just seeing like like our thing is always wanting to like push anything that's sort of like in any way pushing the boundaries. Just like interesting stuff, like even like I saw Wob on your lineup, like stuff like that, like
live drum and bass.
Live drum and bass. Like we premiered his latest video, which is unbelievable. So anything that's is in any way weird and like pushing, we're trying to push. So what we're seeing now obviously is like a big thing is the sort of like bedroom pop indie stuff. Like April, unbelievable, like one of the best artists like I've seen come out, like the potential wise to come out of Ireland in a long time. Sarah Fruit has unbelievable potential, and then like I'll do it on the pick because I know I'm gonna forget someone.
Yeah.
Me too.
There's a girl like Umami that always posts music that I always see, and it's like very Claro inspired, and you see that sort of thing starting to really take off.
Exactly, 100%. And like, there's another guy who's not on this line, but like Uli, and like,
he's great.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. And then Mac Fiction, guy. So there's this like wave of like bedroom pop indie sort of guys and girls.
There's Big Pig as well.
Yeah, she's unreal.
Oh, she's unreal.
She's amazing. We had her at she performed at our issue 5 launch in the show club, and like she's just like unbelievable live, like so good. Exactly like her. That's like it's breeding those two worlds almost. Like there's definitely elements of like hip hop and Mac Fiction's where he's produced for like Abby Set and Don Cobbs.
Oh, fuck, okay, cool.
So he's done he's a really good example.
I feel like hip hop especially just branches into every other genre. Like
I wonder that
more
so
so than
because,
others.
like, a lot, like you find with the internet nowadays,
Yeah.
like there's so much kind of genre blending, and like, but it's like, where do you draw the lines? Because like a lot of the electronic stuff, the like beat makers like Waste Fellow and Happy Alone,
exactly.
They're like I would definitely consider them in the same realm as hip hop, and like they are incredible.
Yeah.
Waste Fellow's been killing it for years, but he keeps getting better and better. And then for me, Happy Alone just came out of nowhere.
See,
like,
I'd never heard of them, and it was the one of their songs, Go Slow. Like I heard it, and I seen the video, and I was just hooked. And it's like the drums on that is very hip hop inspired. I thought as well.
Time,
But
Body Bags as well.
Sick. Yeah.
No, they're amazing. Yeah, they're really good. They're on.
like that.
I think they're playing Knockanstockan.
Yeah.
On our stage too. So.
But that was like a day. The minute we heard their music, it was like get them.
They have a mad presence on stage as well. It's they're very like magnetic, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to booking people like these, what sort of things draw you towards them? I mean, on like a business level, are you thinking, okay, the crowd that comes to Knockanstockan is gonna like these guys? Or are you thinking, these guys are sick, let's book them? I mean, or how could they draw a crowd? You know, those sort of factors.
I'm talking like, it's definitely the music comes first, but we'd be looking for bands that are active, bands that are collaborating in their local scenes, bands that are getting themselves out of where they're from as well, like touring around the country, making sure to get their music out. So it's really like, first and foremost, it's the music, but also if somebody sends you the best album ever, but it came out 6 years ago and you haven't done anything since, you're probably not going to get booked. Like, so yeah, I think it's about being active, being awesome, and doing something new. So with hip hop, it's like trying to support hip hop as a genre now is kind of like trying to support indie. 8 years ago, when it was a burgeoning scene in Ireland where it was like loads of new bands coming out all the time, and there still is, but like hip hop is definitely like there's like a boiling pot going on.
Yeah, it's still very DIY, I think, in its ethos, because like even you were saying about Somewhere in Ireland, that event, most people just said, I want to do this and play for free, and turned up and did it, and it was very much like a cypher almost, where people walked on and off stage. It wasn't someone coming from the side.
I missed that one. That was the one that was like, I think it was our family thing, and I was like looking at videos. Mango was putting up Instagram stories. I was like, oh, for fuck's
even if people weren't performing, they were all there.
I'd never been to a hip hop gig like that.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was so raw. Like I loved it. And there's so many like collectives now as well, like the Softboy Records crew.
Yep.
They've got like loads of stuff, different like jazz, like 5-2, and like Word Up Collective. Diffusion Lab. There's all these like, there's infrastructure there for these artists that show promise to kind of get up the ladder really, really fast.
Well, that's the big difference, isn't it? Because a lot of the people that are doing it independent aren't really doing it independent in the sense that they've got a team around them, and that's like, I think there's like this thing in hip hop where it's like, oh, you've got to not have a record label, you've got to do it all by yourself, but like the whole
wolf mentality.
Like you got to build a team around you, and like the more you do that, the more. I mean, look at Jafaris right now and Kojak right now. They have like solid teams around them, and that's why they're doing so well.
Jafaris is going years now. He must be going 4 years.
Yeah.
And
what was he called before?
Profound.
Profound. That's it. Yeah.
I think he even had another name before that.
Really?
But yeah, we originally booked him the first year as Profound, and they changed his name. We had to change it on the posters and stuff. But he used to have like a kind of like live kind of funk band playing with him, and so like he's been developing that for a long time, and it really shows. I mean, that most people around the world now, I suppose, will be seeing Stride as his first output. But like, it is, the quality of that record is insane. The production on it, it's like, it's world class. It's like, there's so many pop hooks in it. it's radio ready. Like I could see him jettisoning
Oh, yeah.
out of here.
It's a very deliberate album as well in terms of like from him and, as he said, his team. Like there's a very deliberate nature to it. Like there's obviously like there's pop ready tracks, but there's bangers in there.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
when it's live, it's unbelievable. And there's like ones for the hip hop heads, very lyrical tracks in there, and like, you know, there's a very good cross section there. It's blended quite well. It doesn't feel like a mixtape. It definitely feels like a cohesive album.
Yeah. There's some sort of coherence and like story throughout that sort of like glue, like cohesive glue that sort of brings it together.
I think they work with Soleil as well, do they?
Yeah.
Soleil, yeah.
Like Soleil, I think I saw her Hard Working Class Heroes 2014 or 15, and there was like serious buzz about her, and her gig was like jam packed, people sitting up on the bar and everything. But then she just like basically disappeared for a year and just went
Perfected her craft. Yeah.
And now has come back as this like proper like
Superstar.
pop songstress. Like
I think that's so important sometimes, but it's difficult for a lot of people to do with social media, because if you disappear for a year now, it's I don't know.
There's something to be said about not hitting the ground till you're ready though.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But
but
also-
I've seen a lot of bands going back and deleting Spotify tracks and going back and deleting Bandcamp tracks because they're like
Gets
not
messy,
happy
like.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just want to start fresh, you know.
But it all depends what you're looking to do as well. You know, there's I really love that like kind of nose to the grindstone DIY ethic as well, where you just keep putting stuff out and keep improving incrementally. Like, so yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm floored by the amount of talent.
I mean, I think Crackboy Mental's playing as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
is he? Yeah, like that just shows the diverse range of
Yeah.
artists we have, because like you were saying a while ago, you couldn't even had a weekly mixtape that could be updated.
100%, yeah.
Whereas now you can fill festival lineups with people who are making totally different different
Well,
music.
You could do a festival lineup or a stage at like say Knockanstockan with like trap or boom bap or squick.
Yeah.
Like you could, like you honestly could though. Like you have like his squick playlist. You could do an Irish stage of that, and you could do an Irish stage of like, you know, like it's amazing, and like that wouldn't have been possible 5 years ago to be able to do like a multi like faceted hip hop approach. You could have a hip hop festival in Ireland that like will cater to every type of hip hop. You know.
Yeah. A lot of what we do at Knockanstockan as well is we try and blend like on our actual lineup, like stage times and everything, breakdown when we do release that. Like everything's gonna be a mixed bag, but it's all we don't book people and be like, all right, they're headlining. We literally program it like a playlist.
Okay.
Like, what's gonna be the best buzz on this stage? How's this gonna lead into that? And how's it gonna like end in a really high note? And an important part about that is people who come and see people who mightn't necessarily listen to hip hop will come and see a folk band, or they'll come and see an electronic artist, and they'll sit around afterwards because they're after having a great time.
Yeah.
And then someone else will come on, and you see people up front all the time at Knockanstockan who you can tell this is brand new to them. They're wide-eyed, like, oh, whoa, what is this?
I mean, but that's like the beauty of festivals, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I found so much great music that way. Like I was at Primavera Sound in Barcelona a couple of years ago, and we went to see
Great festival.
Mac DeMarco, and I think it was Pond were on after, and I hadn't heard of them, but then I was like, I recognise a couple of these guys, and then I was like, realised it was a lot of Tame Impala were playing, but I'd found like a new band from that, and it's just such a great way if you're like at a stage and you end up staying because something catches your eye. But I mean, with Irish hip hop, I'm a lot of people weren't aware of it until recently, but the likes of Kojak Jafar's, even Reggie Snow, you know, are putting it on that international platform and drawing attention to it.
Now he's been way busier outside Ireland than he has been.
Yeah, I liked though what he did though with the record coming back and doing videos based in like Dolphins Barn and like doing these like.
Well, he's definitely got.
He's
aware of his roots. And
for sure, because I think like it could have been easy for him to like that record could have blown up, and it did in a sense, like, you know, having like a Mine on it and stuff. Like huge, and he nearly got Young Thug.
I was about to say it was supposed to be Young Thug who was supposed to do it.
And like that would have been obviously like Amina is huge now as well, which is amazing for him. But
he's getting props from Kendrick for years.
So like, he could have just kept the trajectory going and like shot videos in the normal.
It's like sort of paying homage to Ireland and things like
nice.
that.
I like that. Like even though he's not like integral to like the roots of the scene because he wasn't here making music, I don't think that's important. You know, I think it's like he's an Irish artist.
Even just giving Ireland a nod at an international level is always gonna help grow and make people aware of what's going on. But I mean, looking at some of the other people that are on the Forbidden Fruit lineup, how did you go about choosing who you wanted?
like we're obviously lucky in the sense that like we're curating a website and a magazine every day anyway, so it's like pretty handy to have that as a reference point, you know, to be able to go back and go, oh, what music am I into? Oh yeah, I've got a website that's got everything,
documenting everything.
Yeah, so that's really nice. And like we've been around hip hop wise, like we like put on shows for the last 5 years. Like some had like 10 people at them, some had like 300 people at them, you know. So it's like we built up relationships with artists, whether they're supports or headliners or whatever. So like looking at it, like say obviously like JLOL, like he performed at loads of our shows, and like we've like, you know, have extended interaction with him, and now he's gonna be like Jafar's level next year. Like,
for sure.
His flow is like
insane,
unbelievable. Like so next year he will be on that Jafar's level, and then as Jafar's inevitably gets bigger, like there's always gonna be a next person coming up, like, and then like say it was just referring basically to hip hop, I suppose, like Marcus Woods, like like we've done countless stuff with Marcus Woods. Like I like talk to him all the time about, like his like sound, and he's obviously changed quite a lot. He's not doing the hip hop stuff anymore. It's more like, I don't know.
It's quite like atmospheric. Mad. Like I've not really heard much like it, especially not from here anyway. Yeah. No,
it's definitely like it's amazing, and like the stuff he's got in the pipeline is going to be like unbelievable. In fairness to him, and he's still making hip hop for like he's got like a collaboration with. And like,
has that been announced yet?
Oh fuck, actually yes.
I was gonna say we can just flag that. Yeah. Well, it'll probably be announced by the time this is out anyway.
I didn't fucking don't care.
District exclusive.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, but like that's like.
But no, like, you know, so he's still dipping his toes in that, and then like I suppose, and then like obviously like Luke is on the lineup, but he said like he's amazing. Like he's really like the being on support and being on tour with Kojak is really.
He's
like,
a serious performer.
Yeah,
he's someone I really want to see like where he goes, because like his features have been so good. I seen him at Belfast the other week when he's supporting Kojak, and he was sick. And it's like I want to hear more of his own solo stuff.
There's a record coming out. Like, there's like a project coming out which would be amazing, because I think that's needed for him next.
Definitely.
And I think like you just have to take your time with that sort of stuff, as we were talking about.
So
he was on direct support at that Academy show that Kojak did last year.
Yeah.
And like he was the first person on, and I think that was probably the biggest venue they played at that time.
Yeah.
And like I could not believe how well he held that.
And even coming back out for date night, he was like, you know, obviously he has definitely got charisma to burn, and he's only like 20 or something.
I was gonna say like he's definitely in his element on stage. You know what I mean?
Like exactly. One act that I'm really excited about is the Sim sound system. That's like,
it's like God knows Denise Chila
and God knows
ID Breezy, is it?
Yeah. So
fuck, that's
like,
a wild lineup.
Yeah, it's sick. So like and then it's like it's the Sim party series, obviously, that they used to do in Twisted Pepper, and then it's gone all over the place.
Yeah, we had them last year in Knockanstockan.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, they're amazing. So they have like it's like this unbelievable like it's like MCs, DJs, and like it's the mixture of like the Pass the Ox album or project or whatever. And then I think there's like DJ sets in between and stuff like that, and like it's like
it's kind of like one big set through. It's not really tracks, like it's just a big party.
And like Breezy's amazing. Like we have I think it was like in Hangar like a year and a half. It was before he linked up with the Sim guys, and he had released a couple of tracks, and like he was like, you know, he was on like very early support, and there was maybe 8, 10, no, maybe about 20 people there, and like he did not give a shit. He was up on the deck, like,
loving life,
loving it, and like everyone was fucking loving it. Then, but like the energy there is mad. But that Yama track is fucking unbelievable. Like, you know, that was the best track he's released yet.
Is that, I think Annie Mac maybe played that on Radio 1 the other night. I think I seen that.
Always a nice boost.
But even that, like I was talking to Phil Taggart, and he was saying how he played, you know, Recent Gano Family before, and then like he's premiered like Kojak's tune. It's like the fact that there's even these DJs. I know they're Irish DJs, but the fact that they're putting it to like an international audience is just fucking wild. Like,
no, it's amazing.
So you're really starting to see kind of international eyes looking in the hip hop scene in Ireland, which is a great sign. It can only be good for the scene.
And like you're saying with the likes of the Sim stuff, like again, that's just totally different to all the other people we talked about, and it's gonna be, I think it's a really good showcase. Both festivals are a really good showcase of the breadth of talent and the different styles we've got as well.
It's extremely eclectic, like and I think a lot of it is like kind of a blending of cultures in Ireland over maybe the last 20 years, like, There's so many different influences. Mixing. And like you were saying about like artists evolving as well. If you listen to that guy Nilo, like he used to be like a hardcore singer in this band Frustration. I remember going to see them when I was a teenager and stuff, and like really heavy.
He makes the most like laid back, chill, jazzy music. Like
and it's like, but it's also like I really love that you're getting a lot of artists like really telling their story and kind of speaking from the heart and speaking about the problems in their communities, like, but putting such lyricism behind it that it could be anywhere in the world. But when you know about it, you're like, holy shit, that's so personal.
I think like you made a good point there as well about like the sort of culture clash thing is like super important in that. That's maybe why Ireland is like about 10 or 15 years behind the UK.
Definitely.
Like they had their moment because there was like a lot of first, second generation immigrant kids now growing up in communities with other kids who aren't from different places, and that's happening in Ireland now. And like, if there's any reason to say like fuck people like Gemma O'Doherty, it's like to show them this sort of music because like, you know, clearly immigration does work for a culture.
Oh hell yeah, like, it's just a mixing pot for stuff.
It's a mixing pot. Like it's unbelievable. Like having that, like, and those culture clashes create unbelievable music, and that's what's happened. I think that's a huge part of what's happened in the last like 5 to 10 years in Irish music in general. Not even just hip hop, but in general. You know, there's like this culture clashes are always positive. You know, and
100%.
That's why we're saying like there's so many different styles and there's so many different like, you know, sub-genres and like, you know, that's and that's a really
and just like the prevalence of the internet and young people's everyday life. You can just find anything now.
You're not limited.
When I was younger anyway, you just had to go borrow CDs.
Fuck, I remember using LimeWire. I was talking about someone this the other day and just basically downloading Soulja Boy tracks by accident every time because he would name like his tracks the most popular songs at the time, so it would just be like you try to download, I don't know.
God knows about that.
Man, it was fucking wild. He's so smart the way he does that shit. But fuck, I don't know. It's
such a precursor to the whole like this sort of like tongue-in-cheek post-realism hip-hop that's happening now. Like, you know, these people are like ultra self-aware at the same time. It's like, are you even being ironic anymore?
You can't tell half the time. Like it's fucking crazy.
Like what is satire anymore? We live in.
I swear, like as well that like a lot of that stuff is starting to be orchestrated. You know what I mean? Like there's it's impressive, but it's like just the last 3 biggest tracks have been like, you know, Thotiana, Lil Nas X, and then you've got like fucking, I don't know, you know, all these sorts of things, and it's like. I swear, like memes are just integral to marketing now. All these big labels are just like pumping that in.
I was watching this thing online. It was like this. It was on like Complex News or something, and they were saying there's this kid. He's got like 600,000 followers or something. He's just this kid who like, just he. There's a meme went around of him in this like in a school basketball thing in his high school, just like doing like Fortnite dances and like to a hip hop song, and then he made his own Instagram account and then started like posting him dancing to other hip hop songs. And he has gotten.
Is he like a really good dancer?
No, he's kind of like he's just Fortnite dances.
He's just messing like.
But they're just, you know, like real like memey sort of like internet dances. And like he's got like he got offered 6 figures by a record label for him to dance to a new song. Because like this marketing person from like Universal or like Warner, or no, it was some like record label was like meme marketing is like huge.
It's massive.
It's like the way to do
so
it.
many songs like blow up that way, and even like I think people clocked on when like Odell Beckham Jr. he played Flip De Niro's song Leave Me Alone. Like you could just hear it in the background on a story on Instagram like a couple of years ago, and he like almost single-handedly got him to blow up from a story.
What was that Kylie Jenner one there recently as well, where she was like playing some track, and it was like, and then the track went to like number 3 in the Billboard charts.
It's insane.
Like that.
And you reckon that's like placed there on purpose then?
On TikTok and TikTok and stuff. My brother's been showing me this shit. It's insane. Like,
isn't it like, don't those people get paid like 250 grand to post something for a brand? Like,
probably.
I'd say some of them are by chance, but like this, the agent of this kid who's dancing confirmed like 6-figure offers for like songs to go up. Like it's insane. I don't know how we got onto that.
I'm just kind of
interesting tangent though.
I'm just kind of waiting for the next like Irish artist to do something like that and use their song to blow up. Like
I think
there's
JB2 tried to do that Mr. Affiliate with that
dance, Marino thing. Didn't catch on.
Yeah,
it's got to be so like precise how you actually do it as well.
It can't look like
it felt manufactured. Do you know what I mean? Like that didn't feel real, because like the whole thing with the Russ Gunling was that it just felt like it snapped out of nowhere and like it came out of nowhere.
Doing it on the pitch and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But that's another thing. Like there's actually artists from Ireland that are collaborating with these sorts of people, and that's like the drill scene is very interesting because they're not necessarily getting on festival lineups and stuff, but they're doing bits, and it's like I'm interested to see if they're the first subgenre of like Irish music to maybe break out a bit more internationally.
I think like I think venues. It's the same when grime started, and it's the same when hip hop started. That like way back. It's like venues and festivals are worried about the connotations of like the culture surrounding it, and like 100%. And that's bound to happen when like you know like. I listen to drill. I love the emerging drill scene. I'm keeping my eye on. We're doing this like big article on the drill scene at the moment for issue 6.
I don't know anything about drill.
Yeah, like it's like super interesting. Like the Irish thing is so interesting. Like some of the songs are like on average getting like 50 to, like they're getting more views.
There's some that are on like half a mil.
And they're all just like Irish lads from like Blanche and Tala making like mad drill songs. But like it's really interesting. But I think that's the problem. That in Ireland it won't. Until it's like say like
socially acceptable almost to listen to it.
Us doing that like the actual song like that with like the music video, and it's a little bit more polished. You can tell he's gone right. Okay, look, I can do this for ages. I can do views, but if I make one more socially acceptable one, then I'll get booked to play the O2 Academy, and you know what I mean? You can definitely see that happening. I think people will have to like think about that if they want to market
have to like soften the sound almost. Like,
but the lyrics obviously can be whatever, because like you know hip hop is always going to talk about like you know murder, violence, and it's like you're supposed to be reflecting
your reality.
And like that's fine, but I think like when it's like when the negative press is good in some ways, and then but I think you just have to be, I don't know, like I mean obviously it's up to them, they can do whatever they want, it's their art, like you know what I mean, like and like I'm still gonna listen to it, but like
exactly,
I think like if people want to like I'll be very surprised, like I'll be pleasantly surprised if it does really break out, if like if there isn't some sort of like line thread, like, mainstream radio is definitely not going to play that, you know?
I mean it's interesting because with these sorts of genres they can become quite popular online, but when you look at like country, a lot of the reasons that like Lil Nas X's song was getting so much bad feedback and got kicked out of the country charts was because like the country industry basically controls what their fans listen to, because their fans aren't going on to like Reddit hip hop heads to find their songs, they're just listening to what's on the radio, whereas like a lot of these drill fans are like digging for their music, and it's like they've got a real hardcore following.
You think that's like the modern equivalent of crate digging? Is like digging through SoundCloud.
I mean
trolling through SoundCloud.
Cool. Never thought about it like
that. But I mean
at the same time maybe even more difficult because the amount of songs that's true. Like what's the figure, like songs being uploaded onto Spotify per day? 20,000 or something?
It wouldn't surprise me.
That's why playlists are so important, like the curated sort of thing. It's like the same as it's the new charts, I suppose, but you're more, it's like more like hyper local, I suppose. It's like trying to, you know, it's like the Billboard country charts, but it's like, you know, fucking
like rap chart.
It's like oh, like what he thinks, I'll like, you know, or whatever, you know.
Because that's kind of what like I'm trying to do with my playlist and stuff, whereas I'm not trying to not throw every Irish hip hop song that comes on it. I'm trying to like actually put the best stuff on it, because because I just feel like I don't know, it just, the whole point of curation is to show people the best stuff, and you get like playlists that I follow very few playlists because so many of them are just being filled with music, deleted, filled with brand new music, and it's just basically throwing down your stuffing down your throat whatever's new, whatever they want.
Knockanstockan playlist and Spotify.
But like have you got a playlist for, that's maybe something
for the festival? We've done it other years, like obviously this year it's a little bit more, this is the playlist culture now is a lot bigger than the first couple of years that we're like, you know, we've done like branded playlists with like festivals where like we're media partners and they're like brought to you by whatever, and like they're a good snapshot of it, but like trying to cut back on the playlist element of things and have like something that's like for a reason, you know, so it's like the Irish hip hop and trap playlist, you know what you're gonna get in that. You know? Like we're probably gonna make an alternative playlist because there's a lot of music that doesn't fit. You know, that's why we started 4/4 magazine, because like we were getting a lot of like unbelievable house and techno music, and it just didn't fit on District even though it was good. So you know, it's like trying to like segmented a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good shout. I don't know. I like probably will just even for the day and then just get rid of it. You know, because it's like a load of festival things from like 2016, and I suppose they're a nice like time capsule of that music at the
documenting what's
time.
happening.
Yeah.
And I mean, just sort of as a final conversation point, we're talking about like the sort of hip hop elements of this, and we've got Longitude that's pretty much a hip hop festival.
Yeah,
but
that flipped overnight a couple of years back. Like that was very telling.
But I think that's sort of reflecting of what people want to see.
Big time. And definitely that they're kind of their age bracket that they're aiming for as well. Like it seemed like a very smart decision anyway. They've gotten some really good artists down there.
And do you think, can you see a lot of the other festivals starting to push that way? Because I know with Electric Picnic last year they had like Kendrick Lamar headline, and I think everybody was almost expecting a similar lineup. And when I seen the lineup, I was like, God, that's not at all what I was expecting. It's almost like kicking back against it, like counterculture. I think almost.
I don't know. I think that it's always like what you mentioned. It's treading that line of the age bracket, because like if you do have too many big named hip hop artists, you're going to attract young people, which means that the people who go and actually pay money for pints won't go, and so they don't want, you know, so it's like you have to have the nice balance. Like say like Forbidden Fruit is like a really good example of that. I think like I'm not just saying this,
it's really eclectic lineup.
It's like each day almost is different.
So you got like say like Skepta, Earl, and like, you know, they could both play at Longitude, obviously, and they have before. But then you got like say like John Hopkins,
Ross from Friends and stuff is playing as well.
So like, you know, and it's like, so that's like dance music, but it's like a little bit older age bracket, so you're not going for that all out like assault of like house.
I find it Forbidden Fruit as well, like whatever's on the main stage, there'll definitely be alternatives in the smaller tents.
Exactly. No, but I think you're like about what you said. I think like the Electric Picnic thing, I'm probably seeing like this lineup is very indicative of their like closer to what they were like when they started off.
I imagine what they're doing is repositioning themselves to aim for their older fans again.
Because they're looking at All Together now, selling out, and they're going, fuck, that's the type of festival we were at the start. Now they've gotten so big that they're like,
I think maybe also probably in the past, like, people only went to festivals maybe through their 20s, but like all those people who used to do that 10 years ago are still going to festivals.
Exactly.
And they're all one kind of different music.
It's going to be interesting this year with Electric Picnic, because you're right, though, it changed quite quickly. So like it's going to be interesting to see all the people that bought tickets without seeing the lineup going to this like maybe a little bit older festival.
See what,
and then next year I feel like it'll be like, maybe it won't sell out as quick, but it'll be like older crowd, so that I think maybe they're trying to like reposition themselves. I actually don't know, obviously, like it's up, like that's their like sort of prerogative to whatever.
I think to answer your question from point of view of Knockanstockan, if more exciting hip hop keeps coming out, we'll keep booking it, but we'll always want to keep eclectic.
I mean, it's been a great conversation. We've delved into different facets of the festivals, all ones coming out over the summer, the different artists, and just like how Ireland's reacting to mainstream music culture as well, and how we're bringing our own flavour to it. So it's been really good. Thanks for having me down, and
thanks for having us on.
Cheers for chatting. So anybody that's listening, subscribe on YouTube, all that jazz, and cheers for listening. Peace.